Hello, friends, welcome. So, today I have here in front of me some guest checks that I would like to be altering for some of the journals that I'm working on and also for some happy mail. And so, I already stitched this one down and I kind of made it into a booklet, and I've done this before for like some happy mail or some swaps we've done in the past where I've made like these little altered guest checks into like little booklets. You can kind of add whatever kind of paper you want in the inside. I just use the same guest checks in the back. I use like a thicker cardstock to hold that down. And then I just use some more guest checks, like plain guest checks in the inside if I want to write or journal in. And so I'm going to be putting this one in my recipe book that you've seen before. And then I had this napkin that I was given in Happy Mail, and I kind of want to use that to decoupage. And so here are some other kind of guest checks you can get. They come in all kinds of colors. This one I kind of splattered with like some pink oxide spray, and yeah, I kind of wanted to give like that milkshake, strawberry milkshake splatter, because that's kind of uh what I was using here. Some of the ephemera was from the strawberry milkshake pack. So and then yeah, these are just different kinds of guest checks you can get. Some of these I received in Happy Mail, some of them I purchased, and so also some of them I've printed out, right? Like you can also do printables or like make copies of the one you have, and just put that on cardstock, especially when you're doing decoupage. It works a little nicer just because it's thicker. And so this one I just inked the edges and sewed around. I did a little bit of decoupage. In the back here I made a little pocket here. I want to finish decorating that pocket as well in the back. And yeah, so there's so many different ways that you can alter these guest checks. I think they're really fun and just fun to look at, and yeah, very nostalgic. And it just reminds me of like diner, like um vintage diners. And I don't know if like a lot of I guess some diners still kind of use these type of guest checks, but they're kind of going away with that and everything's getting kind of digital. But yeah, so here I also altered this one, and I just put little Doily, the little girl with her tea set, and some flowers and buttons. And then here I just had some other little items I wanted to use to alter some guest checks and some cash. So we go out to the restaurant, sometimes we pay cash, or you gotta leave a tip. And so that was my whole thought process behind all of that, all of those items. And yeah, I normally, I know you can like alter these guest checks really with whatever you like, but I kind of like to put something like either food related, coffee, or drink tea or anything like that. I mainly like to alter them that way. I know there's a ton of other ways you can do it, and put different things. I did have some mushrooms I wanted to put on here. It's kind of foodie, but um yeah, so like just different things. That's just my favorite way of doing it. And also because I was already planning on putting one of these in my recipe book, I just kind of stuck with that theme. And so that's what you're going to see here in this video. Pretty much me decoupaging, something similar to those other guest checks I just showed you. And yeah, so if you want to see my process and how these turn out, you can go ahead and stick around with me, or you can also create with me. So here I have some of the things, tools, and products that I'm going to be using. Again, I just take out things that I think are fun and that I may want to use in this project, things that are going to inspire me, and yeah, to create. and whatnot. And sometimes I use all of these things, sometimes I use some of these things, and sometimes honestly I use none of them. So it really depends. I really am planning on using this milkshake pack because yeah, I just love it so much, and this is pretty much what my recipe book was based on. And so I wanted to make something for my book with that. I'm planning on doing a possibly this Friday, like a flip through for Flip Through Friday of my recipe book. I've showed you a glimpse of it, but I never showed the whole thing, so I'm probably gonna do that. These are just some flowers that I had here, like little some petals here and whatnot. And I like to put these sometimes on the corners, or, just to embellish. Um, but I think you might have seen this on one of the tags. I used it. I don't end up using them in this specific video. Then I have here a few buttons, like miscellaneous buttons. I got this pack specifically from Dollar Tree. So they do have some buttons there that you can get at Dollar Tree. And yeah, all these buttons for $1. And so that's a good deal. And I also did do a haul on that I recently got some buttons from that local market, and then I also got some on Happy Mail, so lots of buttons to work with, but I don't really use too many. That was some Hello Kitty doily. I really love it. It's so cute, but I end up not using it here. And then I have some of these flower confetti type things and some pink lace. And yeah, just also I wanted to use this sticker pack, right? And I really like it just for these utensils here. So like the knife, fork, and spoon. I think that's really cute. I had planned to use it. I don't end up getting to use it unfortunately here, but I will be continuing to make some more stuff here. And so I also had this other pack here. I adore this so much. I love everything in this pack. I don't know the name of it. It doesn't have like a specific name, but it's from the Paper Studio, I think. And then I just have my glue that I made previously, and that's what I'm going to be using to decoupage. So if you do plan on decoupaging, you can get out your glue and what have you, and your napkin and whatnot. So let's get started. I'm just applying a layer of glue stick onto the top, and that's just to get the napkin layer down without bubbling so much. I find it wrinkles or like bubbles a little more if you use the glue, the water glue or the liquid glue first. So I kind of like doing this method of applying the glue stick first and then applying the liquid glue. So I'm just using these scissors. These I think they're Tonic Tim Holtz scissors. And yeah, of course I couldn't find my smaller scissors, the fussy cut ones. Like everything is a mess and I can't find anything. I think the kids had the tiny ones when they were cutting out some of their stamps that they did the other day, and now I can't find it. So yeah, so basic decoupage, right? We're just gonna apply the glue on top, the liquid glue, and yeah, I like to do it very lightly and soft. I'm not doing it hard because I don't want it to tear, and I kind of want it to be flat. I don't want it too many wrinkles or anything like that. I do like this method for like the texture, and I just like the way it looks, that you can kind of still see the guest check underneath. And yeah, so I end up using this whole napkin and making like a ton of them, like mass producing them. And so I thought these little cupcakes looked so cute on it. And I just went around and just cut them like so and just put them in the different places. And I was able to make, I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7 of them from that one napkin, maybe even more. I don't know. You'll see here shortly in a few minutes how many I end up making, but quite a few from that one napkin. So depending on how you break up the napkin, yeah, you can do quite a few from that one napkin. And so, yeah, I'm just going and applying the glue all around here, just on over that image. And later on, I mean, I do plan on like putting like maybe some stamps or some sentiments in the middle, or maybe even just leaving it plain and maybe writing something in there. Or if it's like for Happy Meal, I don't know. Sometimes I like to leave things plain for someone else to alter or finish it off. And so there's a sale on these glues, and I just wanted to show them. I'll put them in the description box below. This is another little kind of container that you can put it in where it comes with this little really thin tip here, and it allows the glue to come out very thin. Like, this is the only glue that I found that actually comes out of that little nozzle. Like, if you try to put any other glue, like I haven't had any success. So that glue is very, very thin to fit through that little nozzle. So if you're looking for something like that, I think that glue is good. Apparently they have a sale right now on Amazon if you want to check it out. The link will be in the description below, and those are all affiliate links to Amazon, which means I will get a small, very, very small commission if you do purchase anything through those links. Just wanted to note that. I do appreciate if you do use my links. Also, I have here, like I said, the milkshake collection. So I'm just going through now as I let those other um ones dry, right? Because right now I made a ton of them and I'm letting them all dry now. And so as they're drying, I'm working on this one for my recipe junk journal. Like I said, I use this whole pack pretty much in that recipe journal. So a lot of the ephemera that I've been making have been with using this specific pack. And I think it's so darling. It's like relating to Anne of Green Gables. And I absolutely adore the books. And they even made, I think, a Netflix show of it. And I think there was like several seasons. It's really good and just very wholesome and heartwarming. Just one of those feel good books and shows to watch. So if you haven't watched it, and you like those type of things, then yeah, I would suggest watching it or even reading the books. The books are really good. And so I'm just adding some extra glue here to the back of those. Oh, I added some of those little goodness, those little foam like stickers to the back to like prop it up a bit. And so I just added some extra glue to make sure that it stays down and doesn't come off when it's in the book. And yeah, and so I decided to add like these strawberries because the book has a lot of strawberries in it, and yeah, and I think it just went with the whole theme and everything. So they're kind of like looking at the strawberries here. I don't know. Yeah, and enjoying those strawberries. And so again, I'm just adding a bunch of things. And so this one I kind of layered. I propped two of those foam stickies on top of each other to make it like go over the two girls there. And so it's like a little higher than that one. So kind of get like 3 layers going here, 3 or 4 layers. And actually I think I end up having 5 layers by the end of this. And so yeah, I like it. I was thinking about adding like some glitter and um goodness, what's that called, like the shine to the strawberries and the flowers, but I don't know, I kind of like the simplicity of the way it just looked like this and like the matte pastel colors. I really like that. And sometimes simple, I don't know, I just like simple sometimes, like not too much. And yeah, I was just checking it out and seeing like what I wanted to do, if I wanted to add that sentiment. And so I got these. It says like Strawberry Fields Forever. That also came with the pack. And it's in like this gold lettering foil. And so I think it went well. I kind of would have wanted like Kindred Hearts or Kinder Spirit, something like that, or like friendship or some type of sentiment like that. But I ended up just using, like I said, what I had here, and so Strawberry Fields Forever was it. And so yeah, I'm just playing around again with these items and just seeing what I want to add. Maybe I'll add some extra things later on. These little pieces just weren't it for me at the moment, and so sometimes that happens where I'm just like, I don't know, like I wanted to add something extra, but then I just feel like I don't want to ruin it with adding like too much, and so I just felt like it was good the way it was there. And so yeah, I didn't want to do anything else with it. And so now moving on to another altered guest check where I couldn't find my small doilies. So like this is like the medium sized doily. And yeah, again, I'm just using what I have here. I would have liked to use a smaller doily, but my area is just a mess and I couldn't find them. So, you know, you use what you have. And this is just I decided to ink this, and I think it just gives it like a more vintagey look and like that rusty like aged rustic look, yeah, with this um distress ink on the edges of the girl, and then I end up putting it all around the tag and the doily, to give that some color because it was very white. And so yeah, sometimes I know you can also like coffee dye these things if you don't like the scent of it. This is just another option. I think it gives a pretty good vintage feel and aged look here as well using the distress ink. So yeah, that's another option. um and so yeah, I'm just adding some more glue to that, making sure that it's stuck down. And again, with this one, like I don't know, I was thinking of adding more, and then you'll see I kind of play around with it. There were some other things I had in mind, but then again, I don't know, I just didn't want to add too much. Like I know a lot of people like the collage look and the like lots and lots of layers. Sometimes I like that look as well. It just really depends on what it is, and sometimes I really just go for like the really simple look as well. And I think today was one of those days where I just was like yeah, kind of keeping things simple and basic here. I did add this a few $100 to the back, so $200, and I made them into like little tuck pockets. So there's like two little spaces there for tuck pockets, and then I ended up adding some buttons to the bottom here that kind of coordinated with what she was wearing. So she had like the green top with the red bottom there, right? Her um goodness, her apron was like that red burgundy, and so I was just kind of coordinating with the colors there. And yeah, like the little brown and whatnot. And so now I'm on to another guest check that I'm going to be using this doily as a tuck spot pocket or whatnot around the edge here, in the front all the way to the back. So this doily was big enough to cover the entire back, and then I did like partial in the front here, as you can see here. And so yeah, so I just glued the bottom corner edges there, and then the side here to make it into like a little pocket. And I didn't really care for the back of that, like covering it, because this specific guest check, the thank you is like reading upside down. So I don't know, it's just, yeah. I didn't mind covering that part up too much. Um, but yeah, with the guest checks, I don't know, for some reason I love the way they look and feel, and I just don't want to cover up that part. Like, I wanted to show that it's a guest check. The same way I felt with the altered playing cards. Like, I wanted to show that it's an altered playing card, or like you can see that it's an altered playing card. So I took out this stamp set that I had. I was looking for like more sentiments, like with foodie related things, and I couldn't find any. I mean, I could have probably printed some out with my printer or even the Cricut. But yeah, I was just being basic again and just took some stamps. And I'm using this always fresh, always hot um stamp set, and yeah, I'm just gonna use that. It's plain simple. I think it gets to the point. And yeah, and so I just cut that out, and I end up inking the edges of everything. I wasn't sure if I was gonna ink the edges on this one. I kind of wanted to leave it plain, but then when I put those words down, they just looked too plain. I had to ink them. So then with that, I had to ink everything else. It was like I couldn't just have that inked and not, the rest of it. So I kind of went around and re-inked everything else to kind of give it like that cohesive look there. I also would have liked to maybe sew around that as well, but I decided not to do any sewing here and just glue it on as so. And so yeah, sometimes I like the sew look, and then sometimes I don't. It really just depends on, the look I'm going for, or like how I'm feeling, or even sometimes if I have the time. But in this case, I guess it was the time, and then not only time, but just, yeah, I just didn't want to do that really for this. I didn't want to do the sewing on that specific one. So I left it as is. And I felt like this back doily needed something, and it was too plain, and so I wanted to add maybe a stamp. And then I found this die cut that I had here. I was playing around this die set, and yeah, I ended up just cutting around it and putting this little teacup here. I think it was like two teacups on top of one another, and so yeah, I ended up just using that. I think it came out really cute. Um, yeah, kind of basic, right? Just simple. But like I said, I don't know. I was feeling very, very simple. And I didn't really want to decorate too much with this. I just like the way that looks as so. And so yeah, I think it came out pretty cute. And so now I'm just applying this in the back to make sure that it doesn't glue entirely to the page, so that we can still, have a tuck spot there. I didn't want it to glue down. And all these like words are backwards, upside down. And so I wanted to cover that, and I was like, well, what's an easy way to cover this? Washi tape I had there. So yeah, I just used this floral washi tape. I think it matched the teacup here in the front. And yeah, it kind of coordinated. So I just left it as so, and maybe I'll do something later on with that. I don't know. But yeah, I created a pocket here. You can do like a couple, tuck different things, maybe even in the front of that, layer it. I think it looks really cute like that. You put the money in it, when you have like those little guest check books, like, I don't know if you ever got that, but you put the money inside the guest check. That's what it kind of reminded me of. So yeah, and then in the back there, as you see, I had the tuck spot there. And so, you've seen this already. Well, I added an extra green button, like I said, to coordinate with her outfit. And then I had this stamp set, and I found this stamp that it said made fresh daily. And so I thought that kind of went, and I liked it, and I kind of wanted to just put it over her tray. And so, yeah, this stamp came out okay here. I think um, I kind of waited too long to press it down because after this, I kind of paused and then wanted to clean the edges there. And so that's what I was doing. I was cleaning it, and when I put it down, it didn't come out like a clean image, but I think it kind of went with the vintagey look, right? It was like not that perfect clean image stamp, and I kind of liked it. And yeah, you can kind of see that here what I'm talking about. As you can see, I was looking at it, and it says make fresh daily, made fresh daily, sorry. And so yeah, I was like, I don't know if I should try and go in with a pen or a marker or something. And then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it as is. I think it looks good. I like that. I think it's simple, just right over, her tray. I think it looks good. And so I think I'm content with this. I just left it as is. And yeah, I was just comparing it to this one, and just, sometimes you just like go back and forth and look at them and say, okay, do I like it? Do I want to do more? Um, is this good enough? And yeah, so that's what was going through my head, and the process, right? The making process. You're always like, should I put more? Or is it good like this? And I mean, you can always add more to things. Like, you can always add to things, but you sometimes can't take away. It's kind of difficult to take away, right? That stamp, once it's down, it's down. I mean, I could probably cover it up, but I can't take it away at this point. Um, so yeah, and these are the other ones I had, and I was just looking at them, just trying to think of any other ideas that I'm missing out here, what else I can do. And I already did like the tuck pockets on the side, I did the tuck pocket on the back, and I think there was one more pocket I had wanted to show you guys. And so I ended up doing that here in a few. But I did have these mushrooms, like I said, that I wanted to put on here. And again, I was thinking about doing a collage in the front here. Um, but I don't know. I was like kind of thinking I wanted to keep it simple and just like have that mushroom there, maybe a sentiment. I don't know. This one I was kind of struggling with on like how I really wanted it. Sometimes I overthink things, and I'm like, I don't know about the placement of this, or if I should do more or less. And so, with the mushroom, I was kind of struggling. And so you'll see that here a bit. And I decided to take one of these um, tea bags and decoupage the tea bag over this. And I kind of like that effect, and so I put the glue, as you saw, like underneath it, because I kind of wanted to the wet glue, I kind of wanted to give it like that grungy crunchy look under, and then I did put another layer over it. And so yeah, I also inked all around the edges, and then I'm just playing around here with the tag. I kind of leave that tag on there, um the little tea bag tag there. I think it looked good with what I had planned here. I actually ended up putting this it's like a, oh goodness, it was a teapot, but it was a steampunk teapot. Specifically, it was a teapot with a cup, and I don't think I ended up taking a full image here, but yeah, maybe you'll see that in another video how this ends up turning out once I put it like in one of my journals or flip through, or you'll probably most likely see it. But yeah, I like I said, I kind of struggled with this when I was going back and forth on what kind of look I was going for. Anyway, so this is that pocket that I was telling you that I wanted to show you. It's just a front pocket, very basic, and you just flip, the little coordinated part, that little part that flips in the bottom. It's kind of like you can cut that off. And so that hinge, I just went and flipped it over and kind of made that into a pocket there, as you see. And now I'm just looking here on like what I want to do with this, how I want to decorate it and whatnot. And again, I end up going with something super simple, super basic. Just because I feel like this guest check is already a statement within itself, right? Like it's that bright pink, um, the big bold letters saying guest check. I feel like there's a lot to look at with this alone. And so I don't know, I just feel like I just wanted to keep it very basic and subtle. And so that's what I ended up doing because that's what I like, right? You can of course decorate this however you like, go out above and beyond. You can add stickle to it, you can add all kinds of things, different stickers, die cuts, the works, lace, trim, um charms, just so many different things you can add to this. And what I did was, I tried to kind of keep these basic, and then like later on if I want to go ahead and add to it, when I'm putting them in the actual book is when I kind of get inspired by like, where they end up going, right? And that's when I kind of think about like what I can add to it. And so yeah, that was kind of my thought process with how I ended up leaving this. And again, this little nozzle is like so thin. It's like perfect for these little edges, like when you're doing these pockets. And I think it dries fairly quickly. And yeah, it is like more on the watery, liquidy base. So depending on if you apply a lot, it could, kind of warp the pages. But I really haven't had any major issues with that so far. I guess I haven't really applied too much, right? I think yeah, I haven't had any issues. But yeah, so again, I just added this little teacup here, as you can see, with um some of the thread in the back of it. And then I was going to add that little button, but I decided not to. I can always add it, like I said, later on or whatnot. I think I like it like this. Very simple, very subtle, very basic. And then whatever you put in there kind of makes a statement too, right? It adds to the decor of it. And so I just want to mention here before we get to the end that I am doing a giveaway for the month of April, and everything I pretty much make within the month of April, I'll be adding all that stuff into a giveaway and maybe a few extra goodies. And the winner will receive all those items. All you have to do is be a subscriber, like this video, and comment below yeah, your thoughts or whatever, how you found the video, how you found my channel and whatnot. And yeah, that's all you need to do to enter in the giveaway. And so now I'm just and going through all the guest checks that I've made, right? I made all these little different guest checks here, as you can see. Um, so yeah, if you like this video, please also don't forget before you go to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you'll get notified every time I post, a new video. And also comment in the comment section. Like I said, you'll also be entered in the giveaway for the month of April 2023. And I added this little cloth there to that one, and I sewed around all those edges with the decoupage, as you can see, with some pink thread. And so yeah, I think it came out really cute with the pink thread and the edges all inked up. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video and got a lot of inspiration and ideas on what you can do to alter your own guest checks. And I will see you guys later. Bye.